Welcome to EduRev. Today, I get to share a story that I just love. A world where animals aren't just pets or wild creatures, but characters with their own voices. We're diving into the wonderful tale of animals, birds, and Dr. Dolittle. Have you ever just looked at your pet and thought, I wish I knew what you were thinking? I mean, who hasn't, right? So, when I got to dig into this story, I was so excited. We are about to meet a doctor who doesn't just treat animals, he actually listens to them. And that one skill changes absolutely everything. So let's meet the man himself, John Dolittle. When I first started reading, he was just a regular, well respected doctor. But his patients, they were all people, the two legged kind. He has no idea his entire life is about to get turned upside down. You know how sometimes one little conversation can change your whole life? Well, that's exactly what happened here. For Dr. Dolittle, I found out that moment came from the cat's food man of all people. He's just hanging out in the kitchen, sees how great the doctor is with animals, and casually says, Hey, you should be an animal doctor instead. It's just a simple comment, right? But it totally plants this seed. But an idea is just an idea until someone gives you that little push you need to actually do something about it. And for Dr. Dolittle, that push came from a very feathered friend. And here it is. This is the moment that changes everything. Polynesia, his super smart parrot, drops this absolute bombshell on him. She tells him something that just blows his mind. It's not just barks and chirps. Animals have their own real complex languages, and they can be learned. Okay, so this is the part that I found super fascinating. Because, it's one thing to imagine talking to animals, but how does that actually happen? I saw this whole process as this incredible journey of patience and just a deep respect for all the creatures we share the world with. Seriously, though, how could someone learn to talk to animals? Is it some kind of magic power, or is there like a secret to it? It's a question we've all probably wondered about at some point. So here's the cool part I discovered. It's not just one thing. First, Polynesia spills the beans, right? She shares the big secret. Then, she actually starts teaching him bird language, word for word. But it goes way beyond that. He also learns to read all the non-verbal stuff. You know, how a tail wags, how ears twitch, the way they move their feet, the whole shebang. And let me tell you, Dr. Dolittle goes all in. This isn't just a fun little hobby, it becomes his entire passion. With Polynesia as his teacher, he is just studying like crazy, filling up notebooks with everything he's learning, practicing until he gets it perfect. So you can imagine what happens next, right? Word gets out. And I'm not talking about in the town newspaper, I mean in the animal world. The news spreads like wildfire that there's a doctor who can actually talk to his patients. And suddenly, animals from everywhere start showing up at his door. And this is where you really see his gift in action. A poor old plough horse comes to him, and no other vet could figure out what was wrong. But Dr. Dolittle, he just asks him, and it turns out the horse was going blind. All he needed was glasses, a simple pair of glasses. Can you believe it? That's what real communication can do. His garden basically turns into this incredible bustling clinic for every creature you can think of. We are talking cows and sheep from nearby farms, little mice and badgers scurrying in, and even bats and birds flying in from other countries. I read that he even built special doors for all of them. How amazing is that? So, this is a super charming story for sure. But when I was reading it, I realized there's so much more to it. It's got some really big, important lessons about empathy, communication, and our place in the world. So, let's break down what I think are the key takeaways from his incredible journey. Okay, so first, the big one for me was about being open to new ideas. I mean, the cat food man's suggestion was pretty out there, but look where it took him. Second, it's a huge reminder to really respect animals as intelligent beings with their own lives. And third, and this is probably the most beautiful one, kindness. Being kind to all creatures, big and small, just leads to a happier life. Simple as that. Alright, that was a lot to take in. Dr. Doolittle's journey is just so remarkable. So let's do a super quick recap of the key moments in his transformation that I've shared. So, in a nutshell, we saw Dr. Dolittle go from being a regular doctor for people to this incredible world famous animal doctor. All because he took a chance, opened his heart, and learned their secret languages from his amazing parrot Polynesia. Honestly, the world of Dr. Dolittle is just so much fun, and it's filled with these amazing lessons. If you loved hearing about his adventure and you're hungry for more stories that will spark your imagination, you've got to check out the EduRev app.